hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
What is going on, Entertainment? So I'm coming to y'all with another video. Y'all, we are going to be talking about this ID docu-series called Hollywood Demons, Housewives Gone Bad. I watched it, and you guys, this docu-series, for the girlies that love crime and all of that, please tune in. And it has our mix of, our favorite reality shows, Housewives, into it as well. So shout out to ID for doing this, because I found out a lot of tidbits that I was not prone to knowing. Like, I sort of gagged watching the whole thing because it has some interesting things that they included in there. At first of the docuseries, they start talking about Real Housewives of Orange County and how the Housewives, platform sort of started, right? They showed Gina Key, which is one of the first housewives that was on there. And then she is getting interviewed about how, she was at her home and she used to have all these celebrities at her house. And this producer of the Housewives went over there, was like, this is so interesting. You always have people around you. You always have these famous people like around you, right? Mind you, let me tell y'all this. I thought Vicky was the one who said she got discovered first, and she was the one who started Housewives. So when I seen her saying that, I'm like, so Vicky been lying this whole time? She hasn't been the one that was really discovered as to starting Housewives? Like, I was confused. I was utterly confused. It didn't make any sense to me, but we're gonna let you slide, Vicky. We're gonna let you keep living it up, not paying your taxes. Okay, like Jocelyn said. So they start talking to certain people in this docuseries. We have Dr. Drew, who's on there, which I found very interesting, because it's like, what the hell does he have to do with Housewives? But he has interviewed many Housewives, and he knows many Housewives. He even said on the damn show, which, by the way, Nene Leakes ID channel, expect a cease and desist from Nene Leakes, because y'all know she don't mess with Bravo no more like that, really. She says she's cool with them now, don't get me wrong, but it's like the way that they kept putting Nene's mugshot on that screen, it bothered me. I'm like, first of all, she got arrested for something that she did years before she got on Housewives. She was about like 20 years old or some shit. Like, y'all really did the most by putting this mugshot, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly what mugshot we talking about, okay? I said Nene is going to be mad. She gonna be watching this and be like, I know they didn't, because they just kept flashing. They kept flashing it. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, a lot of the housewives have criminal past, but let's not include criminal past of when they were a teenager in their 20s and wasn't thinking of anything Bravo. Like, let's talk about the housewives that were doing criminal activities while they were on the show and got caught while they were on the show. Like, let's keep it there. They kept showing this, y'all. I said, oh my God. They showed it in black and white. They showed it in color. They showed crop versions of it. I'm like, Nene, nah. So we get to the part where they interview another housewife from Orange County, and her name is Tammy. So they interviewed her, and they started a little bit with Orange County, and then it got interesting. It got like really dramatic. We get to the part where we talk about Danielle from New Jersey. Now, this to me, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Okay, let me tell you why. Y'all invited her ex on there. And the way he described how he met her, it was it was sick to me, because the way that he's described the sex that they had was like, it was a little like, oh, like that's a little grimy. So Danielle Staub for Real Housewives of New Jersey, they put her ex on there that she was married to once upon a time, about how she basically had met this guy. He was he was an informant, basically, for the government. So he's basically a rat in Mob Wives term. Let's talk Mob Wives terminology. You rat whore. He was a rat whore, basically, okay? He would go back, bring information to the feds. And one time he went to this party with this drug dealer. So when he went to the party with the drug dealer, it was at a hotel. And the drug dealer was like, hey, I want you to meet this girl, Beverly Ann. So I'm like, who the hell is Beverly? Bitch, I never had her no housewives named Beverly. They go up in the room. They open the door, and there is Danielle Staub, y'all. And she was in there busting dates. I said, I know you lying. like the this docu-series just had me gagging because I'm like, I know you are lying. He said that she was there in the hotel room and she just exuded sexual energy. She exuded so much sensual feelings in him. And then they ended up having intercourse. And he said that was some of the best SEX that he ever had. I said, oh my God. It's the way he said it. I was like, it low-key made me like, it creeped out. I'm like, this old ass man, like, nobody trying to hear that. Y'all gotta really tune into this. I'm telling y'all. Okay, so after he said that, he was saying basically Danielle basically confided in him, like, hey, she said she was going through legal troubles. Basically, what she did, but what she lied about. His name is Kevin, by the way. Kevin details how basically she told him about all the criminal things that she was getting prosecuted for. Basically, she was trying to get fast money. She kidnapped this boy that wanted to get into drug trading. She beat him up, held him hostage, and took $20K worth of powder donuts. I said, damn. Next thing you know, the boy, I guess he was holding him for ransom. He said, call your family, tell them we need like 25 bands. So then the boy called his people. It was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be unalive. I need 25K, right? So I guess the family ended up calling the feds. They found out where she was at. She ended up getting arrested. Now, what she told him was, of course, not the story. I guess she tried to make it seem like he was more innocent than he actually was. So next thing you know, they ended up arresting her for a whole lot of slew of charges. She ended up cooperating, I guess, ratting. That's why she couldn't be on Mob Wives. If we really want to keep it a buck, Danielle should have been casted on Mob Wives because she had the background of being a mob wife. But she's a rat. It's no shade. She is allegedly. Let me help, allegedly, she's a rat. That's what Kevin insinuated too. He wouldn't go into detail about it, probably due to legal reasons, but allegedly she cooperated and helped, those at power at B out so that way she wouldn't be in trouble. And because of that, they, gave her some leniency. The leniency allowed her to only get held with one charge and not 2 or 3 that she was charged with. So she got kind of scot off free, right? But one thing that Kevin made sure to mention, her ex-husband, is that he confided in her that he was, a government informant, which he could have just said, he works for, the cops or something like that. He could have just lied and said something else. And he said that was the first time he ever made that mistake. Basically, when you're a government informant, aka RAT, which I'm only saying that because I'm referring to Mob Wives. Government informants are needed, y'all, because they do catch the bad guys for the people, you feel me? That's with the justice. So they are needed, right? They are not supposed to divulge that to anybody because if they, get found out by people that's in the streets, because an informant is in the streets with people trying to peep the tea and, get back to the feds with it, they could end up getting hurt. So he said that was one of the first people he ever told that. And that was the biggest mistake because she could have really, told on him and put his safety in danger. So he said that was the dumbest thing he could have ever did. And he would never do something like that again had he went back in time, right? So that's when that whole table flip situation came up. And there was the book, The Cop Without a Badge. That's when, they were going to basically bring that up. And then they were going to bring Danielle's legal activity up and the table flip happened and stuff like that. Basically, what's her name? Teresa was supposed to really hone in on the fact that she's a criminal, right? Like really hone into that fact. But instead, she kept talking about the prostitution whore. You got arrested 17 times, you prostitution whore. Like it became that. But it was really mostly supposed to, expose her legal background, being like a nasty person. And she not only beat the boy, she pistol whipped the boy. So she hit him with a brick. Let me stop. But no, she did allegedly. Now, this is what Kevin also said too in the docuseries. Another housewife that they talk about in this docuseries is Jen Shah. Now, during this part, I felt really bad because I did not know Jen Shah affected a lot of people that deeply to where like it was that amount of. I thought this is the thing. I knew she affected a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, but I thought she did so much scamming and she did so much money laundering and crime to where like it was a little bit of money from each person that it ended up being a lot of money. But she would take a lot of money from individual people at once. There was one lady there that was talking about how she signed up for, you know, the scam stuff that they were doing, and it went from them wanting 10K to start, where she was like, okay, cool, because it was about building your business. And she felt like, hey, at the end of the day, you got to spend money to make money, right? And then it became more and more money. They made her open up credit cards, all this type stuff, to the point where she said at one point they ended up taking 40K. And she became so broke that she couldn't even buy like headache medication because she was so stressed out with the amount of money that she stole, that the amount of money that they stole from her, that she was like getting headaches and stuff like that. So she couldn't even buy headache medication because they just took that much money from her. She could not even handle that amount to be able to spend. Jen Shah, you really are a piece of crap and you deserve everything that's coming to you, because it's like I felt really, really bad for that lady. There was this other old lady there as well, and she said she lost about like 30K. And once she saw the show start airing, that's when she realized where all of the money went, because she saw the glamour and everything like that. It just troubles me how Jen Shah thought that like you could get away with the crimes that you're doing and go on TV. Like that's one thing that a scammer and you know, somebody who really, you know, in Haitian in Creole, y'all, because I'm Haitian, we call it a jouet. You got with the jouet? I got the jouet. Any nigga who does a jouet, you know not to ever display it or talk about it or show it off. The jouet is to be shown, not told. I don't do a jouet. I wish I knew how to do a jouet because I'd be rich and I wouldn't be on YouTube and stuff. But you know, God gonna bless me. You feel me? But it's like, why would you willingly take all this money from these people illegally and go on TV? Jen is confusing to me because it's like, I feel like had she not gone on the show, she probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Because y'all gotta understand, she didn't get arrested until like about like I think it was like the third or fourth season that she was on, if I'm not mistaken. So it was way later. So her being on the show is what got her caught up. Same with Teresa. But Teresa's one is different though, because eventually I feel like Teresa and Joe would have got in trouble. They didn't file taxes in 8 years, and they were claiming and making deductions on you know, self-employed income. That to me is like the dumbest thing. I know a lot of people, y'all, that haven't filed taxes, and I'm like, the way them feds gonna come after that ass. And I haven't filed tax in 4 years. I haven't filed tax in 5 years. I'm like, okay, yeah. Oh, you haven't? Oh, cool. Okay. Mind you, some of them I know they self-employed. I'm like, okay. When them feds come after that ass, I don't want to hear no crying, no nothing. I just don't get people that do stuff like that. Just like with me having my life license, I literally have to file. Like I have no choice. Like you could use your license for not filing. Okay. Now, during the process of it, of exposing Jen Shah, how she would do it is selling courses on how to start an online business. And with you starting the online business, you basically can the course you really used to cost 5,000, and they would upcharge it up to 40K. So the government ended up putting like a ruling to where you can't really upsell stuff like that. That's such basic information for, you know, so amount of money. You feel me? So that's how she ended up getting caught up, because she is what they would call a lead queen. They said on the docuseries, basically a lead queen. You know, you're able to get a lot of people to be able to enlist into what you're selling through various sources, having other people, you know, provide leads for you and solicit them. So that's how she got caught up by the government, because they saw that she was getting a lot of lead generation over there. So just seeing those two women interviewed, it was really, really sad, to be honest. They talked about the table flipping situation. They talked about Erica. They highlighted how she was like the brand new Barbie. They talked a little bit about the Girardi situation. I wish they had gone into that a little bit deeper, to be honest, because I feel like Erica gets away with a lot when it comes to that situation. Yeah, I know how I feel about that situation. I do feel like Erica knew something fishy was going on, but she turned a blind eye to it, allegedly, so that way she wouldn't be implicated in anything when they do go down. But I do feel like she knew something was awry. It's no shade. Erica is a very smart girl. I have been watching Beverly Hills since the beginning, and how she moves, there's just no way that she couldn't have heard a phone call or seen an email or heard something in passing to where she would think everything's just peachy cream and fine. Let's be real here. Okay. The last thing they really got into in this docuseries is Taylor Armstrong and her husband. Now, this to me, her ex-husband, this to me, well, not ex, but he unalived himself, while they were married. This to me was the saddest part of it. Like, they spent most of the docuseries talking about the situation with Taylor because she actually came there and interviewed about her and Russell. So that part to me was the saddest. Of course, he ended up committing suicide. They talked about the abuse that she faced with him during the marriage, how one time she went to the doctor, and then after he punched her, and then she said, oh, I was swinging my daughter on the swing and she kicked me in the eye. And the doctor was like, ain't no way the last time somebody got a punch this bad, it was because they got into a fight with a police officer. So basically the same way somebody knocked you out. So there's no way that, you got kicked in the face by a little girl, basically. Because her excuse was she was pushing a little girl, her daughter, on the swing. Okay. Now, what to me was eye-opening to me was his suicide. I did not know he had a business partner that also killed himself. What I think happened allegedly with that whole breakdown situation, I think the reason why he unalived himself, I think he was headed down a path of a Tom Girardi to where I think he was not making money as legal as Taylor thought. And I think it was going to come ahead and he was going to probably be legally investigated or prosecuted. So because of that, he ended up unaliving himself to avoid the shame of being, known as somebody who's not financially wealthy. And also the business partner did it out of guilt, also because he felt so guilty that Russell did it and he did it also. That's what I think happened. They were kind of trying to insinuate that it wasn't a suicide, but there's not really a way for somebody to you make somebody hang themselves without it being forceful. So that didn't really make any sense, but they didn't really lean into that, but they sort of slightly insinuated for a little bit until they mentioned the business partner, which it all kind of then made sense. Dr. Drew did interview Taylor. Y'all know Dr. Drew. He want to make sure we all know he a doctor. He's just like, I've interviewed Taylor before, and her story is the most compelling because that she's been through a lot of things, and I just want to highlight that she's doing okay. So they had their own Dr. Drew sit down, y'all. He sat down with her. Taylor looks really, really good. She talked about the things that she went through and how he would accuse her of cheating out of nowhere, hitting her. And she said she still deals with that trauma because she still wonders where would he get these accusations from that she's cheating. And Dr. Drew basically even asked her, what do you think he was cheating? And was trying to gaslight you into making it think that into you cheating to make him feel better, basically, to have her admit it so that he could feel better because he was doing dirty things behind the scenes, which I could kind of see happening too. Okay. And that was really mostly of the docuseries. Like I said, it was really interesting to see the interviews, especially the people being interviewed about the crimes that the girls committed. What was really, to me, disgusting was Jen Shah's, I think, business partner. That dude, he was too happy to talk about how they would facilitate the crimes and take advantage of them older people. Talking about, we would turn basically a $5,000 course into $40,000. And I'm like, you saying it like it's a key, like you happy about it. Like you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay. Let me know if you guys did check out this docuseries. It is on ID and it is on Max, but I'm pretty sure you could find it somewhere bootleg on the internet. If I do, I'm gonna probably maybe put a link in the comments or something like that. I'm pretty sure you could find one. This is the same channel that aired the Nickelodeon docuseries, so I'm pretty sure they usually put it on Daily Motion or something. Let me know what y'all think down below, and we're out, babies. Ain't no personal thing.